The Roman Catholic leader, Pope Benedict, has visited the shrine of Cuba's patron saint, Our Lady of Charity. Both Catholics and followers of the Afro-Cuban religion Santeria recognize the saint. On Monday night, the Pope held an open-air mass in Santiago's main square. President Raul Castro was among the thousands who gathered to listen to the Pope. He called on Cubans to build a free and open society.
I appeal to you to reinvigorate your faith, that you may live in Christ and for Christ, armed with peace, forgiveness and understanding, that you may strive to build a renewed and open society, a better society, one more worthy of humanity and which better reflects the goodness of God.
And in just a few hours, the Pope will travel to the capital, Havana. Jazeera's Teresa Bo is there. How has Pope Benedict's message been received so far by Cubans, Teresa, and what do we expect him to do while he is in Havana over the next few hours?
Well, we're right here outside the airport in Havana, where the Pope is expected to arrive in the coming hours. Everything is ready here. We've already seen some people here waiting for him. We do know that today's visit is much more political than a religious one. The Pope is going to be meeting with President Raul Castro. It's not clear yet whether Fidel Castro is going to be there. President Hugo Chavez from Venezuela is also here in Havana receiving treatment for his cancer. Even though the Vatican has discarded that a meeting could happen between the Pope and Chavez, one actually never knows what could happen, especially when Chavez is around. And until now, the Pope has been pushing very lightly to the Cuban government to implement more reforms, but he has also condemned the excesses of capitalism.
And he's also been critical, just in the few hours leading to his visit to Cuba, in the day or two before he arrived, he'd been critical of Marxism and communism, saying that that structure no longer is consistent with today's world. Just what role is there today, in today's Cuba, for the Catholic Church?
Well, in a country that once considered itself an atheist country, the church, the Cuban church, has now a seat on the table, and its policy has been basically not criticizing the leadership or not criticizing Cuba's belief system, but in becoming a non-confrontational voice for change. It has negotiated the release of over 100 political prisoners. It has condemned the embargo against Cuba imposed by the United States that has had terrible effects in this country's economy. For now, the relationship between the church and Cuba, many analysts say, is one of mutual need, as the church here in Cuba is trying to increase its influence, and Raul Castro needs allies abroad and at home for economic reforms.
Teresa Bo in Havana, thank you very much, Teresa.